Threading a pass through Aja Wilson was one of the most disrespectful moves ever made by a basketball player. The whole Women's National Basketball Association is in shock at what Caitlin Clark done. Referees are unsure of what to do. Players are in disbelief, and fans are going crazy. While some believe it should be prohibited, others claim it is just basketball brilliance. You've never seen anything like this before, though that much is certain. With her incredible ankle-breaking crossovers, precise passes, and trademark threes, Clark has already established herself. But there's nothing like this. Her play was so daring and absurd that even her opponents had to pause and wonder, wait, did that really just happen? It wasn't simply a highlight, it was a statement. Every moment was captured by the cameras, and I assure you that you do not want to miss anything. So fasten your seatbelts, because we are about to dissect the most contentious, astounding, and revolutionary event of Caitlin Clark's career. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel before we get started. You'll always be up to date on the most recent WNBA news, analysis on significant developments like these if you join our team. We got every aspect covered, so don't miss out. So click like and subscribe. Let's start by discussing range. Caitlin Clark is standing well beyond the arc, the pressure is building, and the game time is running out. Caitlin, most players wouldn't even think of trying a shot from this far. She owns it, not just thinks about it. Caitlin doesn't even flinch as a defender comes in, arms flailing, attempting to narrow the distance. Just a flick of the wrist, no fake, no dribble. A seemingly endless distance is covered by the ball as it flies into the air, and then, swish. Fans jump out of their seats, the crowd erupts, while the opposition bench watches in stunned silence. You can just hear them asking themselves, did that just happen? Not only was it a deep shot, but it was the deepest she has tried since being pro, and it appeared to be simple. When Caitlin Clark is on the court, it's the type of moment that makes you wonder if basketball physics still hold true. You must ask yourself, is this even lawful? It's unlikely, but Caitlin is out here changing the rules, one shot at a time. Let's take a moment to dissect this. The majority of players use a strong leg drive to provide force for deep shots, bending at the knees and launching the ball with their whole body. Caitlin has another trick up her sleeve, just when you think you've seen everything. Let's change the subject and discuss her passing technique now. If you thought her shooting was absurd, you won't believe what she does while the ball is in motion. Imagine this. The court appears to be a chaotic free-for-all. The ball is loose, and bodies are colliding with one another. The majority of players would either fumble the ball, panic, or just try to get rid of it before it was turned over. However, Caitlin Clark, this type of chaos is what she thrives on. She takes the ball, hardly even looks, and then shoots a laser-accurate pass straight into her teammates' hands in one fluid move, as if she had planned it all along. In this situation, most players would freak out and throw a pass that lands 10 rows deep in the crowd, maybe spilling popcorn and striking a hapless fan in the face. However, Caitlin, she passes in a different way. They locate her teammates as if the ball had its own GPS and Caitlin was operating it from a distance. Let's face it, passing under pressure is difficult. When defenders are crowding them, even the finest players find it difficult to strike their targets. However, Caitlin, in a scenario straight out of an action film, she achieves it while defenders are flying at her. Speaking of impossible things, you should wait to hear about her three-pointers for her logo. Now let's discuss her logo threes. Watching Caitlin Clark emerge from the WNBA logo is like seeing Steph Curry's long-lost basketball twin, except bolder. She nonchalantly drained logo threes twice in a row, as if they were simply another warm-up exercise. Who the hell does that? Oh yes, the defenders did try. To get her to reconsider, they pressed up, waved their arms, and even stepped a little farther than the arc. But using a paper towel to attempt to stop a tornado is about as effective as protecting Caitlin Clark at the logo. Let's pause to acknowledge the sheer craziness of these images. The majority of players would never even consider trying a shot from that far away, much less hitting them down with the assurance of a layup shooter. The WNBA logo has evolved into Caitlin Clark's own shooting zone, in addition to being a design on the floor. Even if defenders started protecting her at half-court, it probably wouldn't make a difference. Not to mention the audience's response. unadulterated mayhem. When the entire arena goes crazy, you know a shot is legendary. Fans will leap, scream, and grasp their heads in shock. People arrive at games early to see Caitlin Clark warm up, and there's a reason for it. The frightening thing is that her shooting range is only one aspect of her skill set. If you find that remarkable, just wait till you see what she does when she passes with the ball in her hands. Since Caitlin Clark's perception of the court differs from everyone else's, let's now discuss her court vision. All of us have seen spectacular passes before, but this was some Jedi mind trick basketball IQ on a whole new level. As if she had anticipated the move, Caitlin Clark made a behind-the-back pass that landed flawlessly in her teammate's hands beneath the hoop without even looking. Some said it must be magic, while others referred to it as luck. In actuality, though, it's simply Caitlin being herself. Let's take a moment to dissect this. How does someone manage to achieve this? It goes beyond simply being a proficient passer. With a clean line of sight, several players may provide a respectable assist. However, Caitlin, there is no need for her to look. She reads defenders like a book and anticipates maneuvers before they ever occur, demonstrating her completely distinct level of operation. She seems to have a sixth feel for basketball. If you were the defender in this situation, you would be doing everything correctly, including positioning yourself correctly, attempting to predict her next move, and keeping an eye on her eyes for any indication of where she will pass. And she ups her passing game just when you think you have it figured out. Let's move on to one of her most incredible assists, the dagger that made defenders doubt their own existence. You've come this far. Whoa, that must indicate that you're having a great time watching the film. So why not press that follow button for a moment? It's really easy, completely free, and helps us continue offering you with more amazing content, especially if you're a WNBA fan. We can provide you with player spotlights, game highlights, or behind-the-scenes footage. Additionally, you won't miss a beat when it comes to your favorite players and teams if you follow. Now go ahead and touch that follow. Okay, let's get back into it. Let's talk about one of her most bizarre assists now. This was genuine sorcery. It wasn't just a pass. The defenders were left wondering about their life choices after Caitlin Clark made a ridiculous pass during a high-stress game against the New York Liberty. The ball was in Caitlin's hands 1 second, then it disappeared and somehow reappeared in her teammate's hands beneath the basket for a simple layup. Everyone in the arena went crazy. The slow-motion clip showed the defenders circling and looking around the floor as they tried to comprehend what had just transpired. And let's face it, this was an act of pure magic, not a pass. In addition to playing basketball, Caitlin Clark is teaching a masterclass in basketball IQ, deceit, and accuracy that leaves even the most experienced defenders speechless. It's alarming that she can see passing lanes that don't even exist yet. What does she do? Actually, nobody knows. Perhaps the game is playing in her mind like a drone camera from above. Perhaps she has a hidden communication with the basketball gods. In any case, we do know that Caitlin has unparalleled court vision. However, she ups the ante once again right when you believe you've seen her at her finest. Now let's discuss one of Caitlin Clark's most offensive and disastrous actions. Caitlin is Picasso, if breaking ankles could be considered an art form. She dribbled so viciously and humiliatingly behind the back during a crucial game against the Phoenix Mercury that her defender, bless their soul, stumbled, fell to the floor like they had just stepped on an unseen trap. The response? Anarchy. As if they had just seen a ghost, the audience was going crazy, yelling and pointing at the fallen defender. Knowing that there was no turning back, the Phoenix bench fell silent, with some people covering their lips and others shaking their heads. Let's face it, being crossed up by Caitlin Clark is not just a poor experience, it's a moment that defines your career, and not in a positive manner. Because of the manner she sends people flying, it should be unlawful for defenders to protect her without ankle insurance. Even the finest defensive stoppers appear to be playing on roller skates due to her deceptive and precise footwork. She shatters egos in addition to breaking ankles. But wait, Caitlin isn't only using her handles to make defenders look bad. When it comes to finishing at the rim, she has a whole repertoire of techniques, and I promise you'll want to watch what she does next. She hit her teammate in stride for an easy basket with the spin cycle layup as defenders closed in, slicing a pass through the narrowest of openings and straight past several of them. The moment? Perfect. The precision, incredibly sharp. The throng, they're going crazy. The responses were unambiguous. The Storm defenders stood there, staring in shock. The pundits were at a loss for words to adequately convey what they had just seen. What about Caitlin? Unfazed, as like she hadn't just created history in the most dramatic way imaginable, she jogged back on defense. Defenders are beginning to seem helpless against her because of her ability to not only anticipate moves, but also execute them with exact accuracy. However, let's face it, this wasn't even her most offensive act on the court. Next up, we'll discuss a move that was so brutal and vicious that it caused one of the game's top players to doubt reality. Caitlin Clark's nutmeg on Angel Wilson. Let's discuss the move that rocked the basketball world, the moment that rocked the NBA and left fans watching it repeatedly. Caitlin Clark cemented her reputation as a legend at this very time. Imagine this. The defensive powerhouse and current MVP, Angel Wilson, was ready to shut Caitlin down. She stood resolute, arms wide, and totally locked in. And Caitlin's teammate had already snatched up the pass and completed the play with a simple basket before Aja could even comprehend what had just transpired. The throng, complete chaos. The pundits, screaming. Wilson, Aja, paralyzed in shock for a moment, perhaps attempting to convince herself that what had just transpired was not real. However, it did happen, live on television, in front of thousands of viewers, and in front of the whole basketball community. Playing a street game and getting nutmegged. It's embarrassing. Being nutmegged by a rookie in the WNBA on national TV. You start to doubt your entire existence as a defender when you encounter anything like that. Caitlin Clark makes a living by humiliating opponents in addition to playing basketball. You should reconsider if you believe that this is the height of Caitlin's rude genius. With each game, her capacity to dominate, humiliate, and silence her opponents only gets stronger. Whoa, simply amazing. One incredible move at a time, Caitlin Clark is redefining the laws of basketball. This isn't just skill, it's pure magic on the court, from ankle breakers to record-breaking assists, logo threes to no-look dimes. Let's face it, if this is what she's doing right now, just think of what she may do next. WNBA isn't prepared. Are you? Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this breakdown. More wild highlights, in-depth analyses, and all of the game's most significant events are on the horizon. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Caitlin Clark moment so far? Is she already changing the game? Let's talk about it. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.